Mathematicians? Well, today what we're going to look at is halves of an hour. So here I have a clock and my clock is split in half. But if I'm trying to think of 1 hour is equal to how many minutes? That's right, 60 minutes. So if I were to take 60 minutes, the whole, and split it in half, instead of 60 minutes, I would have 30 minutes, correct. So we're going to look at this to help us with elapsed time. Remember, elapsed time is looking at how much time has passed. Will you say elapsed time? Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say that a little bit louder? I didn't hear you the first time. Elapsed. Okay. Elapsed time. Good. Cool. All right. So here I have 4 different blank clocks. And I want you to think about what would happen if I had half of an hour, so 30 minutes, and I had to add another 30 minutes to it. How much time has passed? Great. Did you say 1 hour? So smart. Let me abbreviate 1 hour. Now, if I were to add or collect another half hour to this 1 hour, I would then have 1 hour and 30 minutes. Not quite 2 hours, correct? I would need another 30 minutes to add to that to get to 2 hours. But you know what I noticed, which is really cool on a clock, is that half of a clock, that half hour, can be shown in different ways. Like I could start something at 15 minutes past the hour, and if I worked for 30 minutes on it, look at this. 30 minutes, I would stop with my minute hand on the 9, which really tells me 45 minutes. So if I start something at 8:15 and I work for a half an hour on it, I would be done at 8:45. Now, what's kind of cool, since our geo board work with working with halves, the same thing is true if I started something at 55 minutes and it took me a half an hour. I would go halfway around the clock. See how this line kind of helps me figure out halfway around the clock? And I would be done with it at 25 after a new hour. Let me try with a different one. What if I started something 10 minutes past an hour and I worked for 30 minutes halfway around the clock? When would I be done? When the minute hand is on the 8, that's really telling us it's how many minutes? 40. So I started something at 9:10 and I'd be done at 9:40. Here's a challenge for you. If I started something at, let's say, 2:35 and I worked on it for a half an hour. Oh, look at how we already go up to the 12, a new hour, and then past it. So again, if I started something at 2:35 and I worked for 35 minutes, the new time would be 3:05. Sometimes the hour changes and we have to be aware of that. When that minute hand comes back up to the 12 and passes it, it's a new hour. Something to keep in mind with elapsed time. Now, I have a tool for you that I sent you in your lesson plans. This tool can be used to help you solve elapsed time. Like, let's say you started virtual learning at 8 o'clock and lots of time passed and you were finished at 10:30. You might need to figure out how much time passed. So one way to do it is to go backwards on this clock or forward. How much time from 8 o'clock to 10:30? Think about those half hours that you can add, or even those hours. Sometimes I like to go to easy peasy numbers. 8 o'clock, nice zeros. So 8 o'clock, okay, and I have to get to 10:30. So 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock is 1 hour that's passed. I'm getting closer now. 10 o'clock, 2 hours has passed. And I think I only have halfway around the clock to go again. So 2 hours and 30 minutes. On Seesaw is a worksheet that you can do to practice elapsed time. Let your teachers know if you need any help with that. Thanks for working so hard.